That's the good stuff. Hello everyone, welcome to 2020 and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a little bit different, so I hope you're ready to take a tour of Production Central 2.0. So this is a video I've been wanting to make for a while. I know I'm not like a Peter McKinnon or an iJustine that has like a great elaborate set or anything like that to film in. And I know I don't have a big loyal following that's willing to watch everything I put out. But I've had a few comments about some of the items laying around. So I kind of wanted to go into a little more detail about what's going on here in the office. I did have somebody make kind of a dumb comment about, hey, you're a grown man with a bunch of kids' toys laying around. This isn't really the reason I'm making the video, but maybe it'll help clarify some of the stuff that's going on. You know, and I respond to the guy, I'm like, hey, you never mentioned all the nice cars and my hot wife. So I'm like, I'm secure in my man. I don't care if you like what I got in my office or not, but I just kind of want to give a little tour of some of the things that I have going on. So I was going to say a couple things. First off, be respectful in the comments. A lot of stuff in this room is very sentimental to me. So like number one, some of the things in here were given to me from my mom, who's no longer here. She passed away, so a lot of this stuff means a lot to me. Those of you that have been around since day one, like Sparty Nation, I think San Key's been around for quite a while. Maybe he was around. I can't remember if you were around when my first wife was part of the videos. When I started this out, I was married before. She was a very sweet girl. She had very severe rheumatoid, and she passed away. So a lot of stuff in this room is either stuff of hers or stuff that she gave me, and that does mean a lot to me as well. So like I said, those things are just very sentimental and it means a lot to me, so be respectful if you're going to make like some kind of comment. Think twice please about you doing that. And then number three, the Snoopy stuff. I'm not really sure where this got started. I know I got my traces back to this. This, from what my mom told me, was mine when I was a little baby sleeping in a crib. There is a tag back here that actually has a copyright of 1972. I'm not sure how well that'll show up, but right there above my finger. I'll leave it there for a second. You can see 1972. So, hey, focus. There we go. Very, very old Snoopy here. So I'm not sure why they took it away from me. I'm not sure if they were worried about me choking on a piece of it or destroying it, but they took it from me and kind of forgot about it and found it some years later and gave it back to me. So I guess whenever they took that from me, my mom handmade me. She sewed this little bear, a little blue bear, and then that was kind of like my thing. And I don't know where that became something between me and my mom too with the blue bear thing. So a lot of the so the Snoopy stuff, I'm not really sure where it picked up. I guess maybe as a kid they had got me stuff, and then once people see you have a couple of items, then, you know, Christmas time, this is why I really don't exchange gifts, because it's just like people don't know what to get you, and they see what you have, and they get more and more and more. And I got so many holiday Snoopy Christmas things that it's ridiculous. A lot of them are out in the shed in the back. I won't even put them out because it's like Christmassy things. So anyhow, are you ready to take a tour and see around? So I'm going to switch to the GoPro because it's easier to move. And this camera, my ADD, the microphone for some reason seems to pick up the electrical equipment back here, and it always makes this loud ticking noise. So let me switch cameras and we're going to take a tour. The closet I'm not going to worry about. That's just paperwork and stuff like that, and that's not on display. But I think my mom had got me that for a gift when I was in flight school. This is something me and my dad were going through some thrift shops near where he lived, and I found it and I was like, oh, that's cool. This one, I got that when I took a cruise to Alaska. This Mayan Calendar I actually got in Cancun. The guy handcrafted it, and I really love anything that's built by hand. So he was actually using little chisel things, and he hand carved and painted all that. So the big Coca-Cola here, I actually brought this back when I went to El Salvador. I've never seen such a huge Coke. Here's like a more traditional size, but you can tell this is like Spanish or whatever. Okay. Not really sure where the plate and all this came from. This piece here, this I remember my late wife gave this to me for like Valentine's Day. It had some candy and stuff in it. And I believe these two gold things and this had something in it. It was one of the last things she gave me. This was from my mom. Said some of these things I don't remember where they quite came from. Got some little plate collection, some little mugs. It's a cool RC Crown draft bottle. Belgian beer, brought that back from Belize. That's like the national beer there. There's Bad Frog flipping you off. And then there's the 200th win of my favorite NASCAR driver, Richard Petty. Here's some black sand I brought back from El Salvador. And here's some sand I brought back from Hawaii. Down here's not too much. Some Snoopy peanuts, whatever, jelly jars, some Coca-Cola. These are pretty cool. They're 7-Up, the Uncola. So basically it's a Coca-Cola glass, but it's upside down. See, the bottom is here. If this was a Coke glass, it would be like that. That might actually be a cool way to show that. But yeah, because they're upside down. I worked at a car wash for a while. Got this little turtle wax thing. These down here, just miscellaneous gifts throughout the times. I don't remember who got me what. I think a lot of this came from my first wife. And down here, all this is my mom. She got me the '69 Camaro because that was my first car. Richard Petty's Superbird, a biplane because I like planes, and a Humvee because she thought about me in the Army. Here's a little plate I got from the Cayman Islands. I think it's handmade. It feels like it is. I'm not 100% sure. But I liked it anyhow, irregardless. This was handmade. This is made out of some driftwood. I got this from Hawaii. And I dig the green. I love the blue and the green. It's kind of like my colors there and the sea turtles. And then my first wife, she loved dolphins. So I got this for her when we were in Cancun. That's like handmade as well. This is a sand art piece that my late wife made for me. That means a lot to me. Nothing will happen to that. This is a model RC car made by Tamaya, and this is the Clod Buster. These are remote control, but they're actually, you have to put them together like models. They come in big sheets of plastic and you have to put them together. This thing's cool. It's got 4-wheel steering and it has 2 electric motors, one on each gearbox. This thing's got a lot of power, and like I would seriously do wheelies all the way down the street. The bumper was all tore up right there. Oh yeah, look at that. There's my truck I drove over the road. So you guys get on me about stick shifts unless you can drive a 10-speed unsync road transmission. Plus I grew up on a '69 Camaro, but here's some Time Life books my dad gave me about fixing stuff. Black Hawk Down, all of us aviators had that. Here's a little thing I got from Alaska. My mom gave me this little bank because it's got a cool 747 in it. Here's one of my college books when I did the AS degree in criminal justice, did my certification in the state of Florida for law enforcement. It's a bank I think my dad gave me. Here's some of my college books. I went to school, I went back to school, got a BS degree in business administration with computer networking. So this is all like my networking books. So if I ever need anything, I can go back to that. Some of these just kind of look cool. Economics, accounting. And there's some business law on that. I might need that if I'm doing something with YouTube, if I want to try to make this a business. Here's just some miscellaneous books. I was thinking about moving overseas and retiring. This one's pretty cool. National Geographic from Russia. I never in a million years would have thought I actually went to Russia, let alone marry somebody from Russia. I always loved the country, loved the mystique of it, the architecture, and I bought that book to kind of get like a nice look at it. So here we go. Before Google, we actually had to bust out an encyclopedia. So this is all kinds of encyclopedias. This is some kind of the pictures that are in here. You can tell it's kind of dated. Some of the stuff here. Look at Europe. All kinds of good information. I said I'm just randomly grabbed the book, but you can tell like a lot of these pictures are quite old. Of course, then these books were made. Look at that car manufacturing. Look at those cars, or factories. Yeah, these books, I think my mom got them when I was a child, so these are probably from the 70s as well. Oh, look at that. My military police school book right there. This is like your high school yearbook. This is pictures of us in basic training. And then some other books my mom got me on Camaros and aviation. This is the book that I had when I drove over the road. All the highways in the U.S. This here is just miscellaneous cables. Nothing too important. Another Snoopy. My friend actually got me that. Found it in a store. I don't know why. He's just a nice guy. This thing here from Sochi, my wife's cousin. His daughter actually got that for me when we visited. So it's a pretty cool piece. All this here, my first wife got me. Now this here is something I put together. Charles Schultz, when he retired, put a comic out. And sorry about the glare from the bedroom lights. There's not much I can do about that. And then he passed away shortly thereafter. And I saved these clips. And then when I was in flight school, I had a 2-bedroom townhouse. And I had all these big walls. I was trying to fill it up. So I had all these things in a book or something. And I took them out and made this. When he passed away, every comic strip out there made a tribute to him, except for freaking Doonesbury and Snuffy Smith. They didn't. My mom had bought me some Snoopy stamps when the post office had them out. Those are 34 cents, so that tells you how old they are. Here's where he announced his retirement too. And then this was more recent, just a couple years ago. Yeah, 2015. Charlie Brown Christmas. And then the F-14s before Tom Cruise ever thought about trying to pretend to fly one. Then my wife got me this for Christmas. It's a pretty cool, like, antique looking bulb. It's an LED in there. So pretty cool. So here's my GoPro Karma drone. This is not a toy. This is actually a real drone. It's capable of taking nice pictures. These are kind of toys that my late wife gave me. They were fun to fly. There's a GoPro Hot Wheels Camaro I got from Camaro Fest. This bow tie was on the 50 when I hit the deer. There's the military police cross pistols and a HHR. A little Snoopy thing that came in a card. And my wife got me this 2019 for Christmas. A little Snoopy hot rod thing. Here's all my camera gear. I have some lens filters and stuff back there, and there's the ADD, my tripod. There's a sign my mama got me. The original fluorescent light broke, and I finally found a base for it. Heartbeat of America, my mom got me that. There's my modem. L for L to the W, my late wife gave me that. And this was actually something I gave my first wife, and it was on her desk at work. And I almost skipped over this, Hot Wheels. I got these at Camaro Fest. Here's some more GoPro Hot Wheels. Those two are GoPro Hot Wheels. This is a Corvette my wife gave me. And that's a Corvette my wife gave me. And that's 2 more GoPros. And these my first wife gave me. Right here, these. I kind of skipped over. I can't believe I missed that. Oh yeah, B-52, because they're badass. Those are just cool looking planes. So I had to kind of dig in a little bit for this piece. Do you see that? How tiny that is? Would you believe if I told you a guy painted that with his finger? He gave that to my late wife. We were walking in Mexico. He stopped us. He saw her in a wheelchair. And he's like, one momento or whatever. And he quickly painted that with his finger. And it's so tiny. Like here, let me compare it to like my finger. Like, look at the size. So that's a little something I have kind of hidden in the background there. So, starting over. These two here came from Happy Meals from Russia. This thing's pretty cool. My first wife gave that to me. And then, remember I said Blue Bear? Well, here's a blue Snoopy my mom got me. Here is the Happy Meal box from Russia. How cool is that? It's all in Russian. And then here's a little calendar thing my first wife gave me. SS for the 50. I thought I needed it, but it turned out that the grill, when I bought it, actually had it in there. This is called a Troika card. This is what you use to get onto the Russian metro. There's my external hard drive that I store all my videos on. There's a blue bear that my mom found me. A globe, because it's cool. This purple monkey, my first wife loved purple, and I was on a trip and saw that and gave it to her. These are real Russian vodkas. My wife's, her sister's husband gave this to me. You can see this is really from Russia. This is straight from Russia for real. Have some euros right there. And then the spoon. This is from Aeroflot. I had actually dropped it and kind of forgot about it on the flight. Trying to see it. Pretty cool. They actually give you real silverware on the flight. And then there's a little sand Snoopy. You turn it over and it says Camp Snoopy from the Mall of America. Go to my laptop. It's an HP Omen gaming laptop. Now right up here, there's the box for the Hero 8 that I'm filming on. Here's 2 sessions brand new in a box. When I got back from Amsterdam, I actually forgot my case in the airport, and I thought I lost all my GoPros, and I ended up buying 2 more because I really like those. So those are still brand new. Here's a biplane that my mom got me. Here's my Spark. I love this little thing. It's fun to fly. I like to fly it. Here's my Mavic Pro. This is what I really like to take the good cinematographic type pictures on. It does a really beautiful job. It flies a lot further than anything else, and takes some great pictures. It'll fly in a lot of wind. I use that in Russia. But these things are known to have kind of a weak gimbal system, so just to fly to keep my flying sharp, I like to fly the Spark. It's kind of fun. This monitor is attached to the laptop. It helps me when I edit. I get a lot more room and I can see stuff when I'm cutting the music. And here's Gopro Alley, my Hero 3 black, Hero 5 black, there's the Hero 7 black. That's a regular session there. My wife has the other one that should be right there. And these 2 are Hero 5 sessions. The difference is the 5s will do 4K, the remote control, and I think they do a higher frame rate. There's my GoPro Fusion 360, and there's some batteries. Here's my Ronin S gimbal for the big camera. And then here's a P-51 Mustang because they are absolutely cool. I was actually working a extra job at Toys R Us during Christmas doing some night stocking. So that's when I bought that. It's got some camera bags and gears in there, some paper. So this over here is my big desk. This is where my desktop is. Got some paperwork and that filed in here. Okay, so this was something I got when I worked for Ecolab. I like the little mountain bike thing. Here's a Warrant Officer coin. The extinct, or at least I think it's still extinct, Pan Am. I think they brought it back as a small company, but they're 747. There's a Ride to Recovery coin, another Warrant Officer coin. All right, there's my beautiful wife. These frogs and that lizard here, these 2 came from Cozumel, and then this one came from Cancun. Now, even though they use a mold, they're made out of terracotta and they use a mold, so they all kind of look the same. They're all uniquely hand painted, and to me the work is just beautiful, so I loved having that. There's a crooked Camaro poster I got from Camaro Fest, and here are all the Ladas. My mother-in-law had that made up. So here's a Snoopy from Camp Snoopy, Mall of America. This little figurine with the dolphin, I gave that to my late wife, and it's got a couple of our old dolphin bracelets on there, so that's kind of special. Then, let me see, get this nice crystal Snoopy thing, and then it's a pretty cool thing from World War II, the women working on the planes. And then we got a few other things. Here's my late mom, and there's a really skinny me from the Army. And then here's a model Grand National I had built when I was in, like real youngster. This little dog my mom gave me. Here's a magazine from my 38. Oh yeah, there's a 50 cal round. Alright, there's an old laptop. I gave that to my first wife, and a ZL1 card. I have a really cool card that came with the 50th anniversary. It has my production number on it. It's pretty cool. So real quick, color laser jet, black and white laser jet, color inkjet, and scanner, copier and that. So here's all my print central. Got some ammo. Okay, anyhow, military police. So there's my warrant officer class picture, my drill sergeants, my army, my basic training picture. I have more than this, but these are like, to me, the most important, most things. So there's my graduation from warrant officer school. 2 discharges. One is enlisted, one is a warrant. I found this at a post office. It's about Vietnam. It's got the wall, and it looks pretty cool. The guy's like got his hand up here, and you can see the images of fallen soldiers there, and it's kind of got this cool saying right here. And then because it's post office, has some stamps. So a little MP crest. That letter appoints me as a warrant officer, and then my military police diploma. So here's some empty boxes for my DJI stuff. This Hess truck my first wife gave me. Here's just some empty GoPro boxes, some extra Karma props. These things are massive, man. They really are work of art. The grip for my 360 camera, and here's the gimbal that came with the GoPro Karma. Oh, and here's the remote for the Karma too. That's why I went with it. It was kind of cool because it already had a screen and everything. For the DJI, you need stuff. I got some ND filters here for the GoPro too. Here's all my drone stuff. 2 remotes, my Crystal Sky screen, Mavic batteries, Spark batteries. Like, of course, I got the hubs to charge everything. This is like GoPro stuff crazy. My remote control, backpack battery, some mics from the early days when I was trying to first do YouTube. Here's some more cases for the Hero 3 and the other ones. My extra 360 batteries and that. Here's the antiques. This is my first like waterproof camera before I had the GoPro. I think, or maybe not. I can't remember. Here's an old hard drive Sony Handycam. And then here's a High 8. And then here's a couple digital cameras and stuff like that. These are just some miscellaneous magazines I want to keep for whatever reason. Here's obviously some of my more criminal justice books from school. Let's see here, police recruit training. Oh, and I got some Army books down here as well. 95 Bravo 10. Yeah, a whole bunch of Army stuff here. There we go. Battlefield circulation control. Whew. So there you have it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you didn't, well, the heck with you. I don't know what to say. It's kind of just a little bit of a break from working on the Camaro. Give my back a little bit of a rest, even though I really haven't done much or anything heavy to it. Just kind of hurting a little bit. So figure, you know, I was kind of wanted to do this, like I said. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, or if you didn't, give it a thumbs up. Just go ahead and support me. Support this veteran trying to share everything Cars, Coffee, Life. That's the name. That's our logo. Cars, Coffee, Life, and this is part of life. So I'm just trying to share a little inside of everything with you. I don't know why, but I am. So again, like, shares, comments, appreciate it. Please keep it friendly, keep it gentle. It's a lot of sentimental stuff. A lot of stuff means a lot to me in this room, and I'm opening up, sharing it. Never really been much of an open person, believe it or not. So YouTube kind of helps me with some things that I try to deal with on a personal level. But again, hopefully you liked it, and hopefully you enjoying the 91 build. I cannot wait to get the car together and running. I need to do a video explaining a little bit about that and what that car means to me. So I think I'm going to do that next. And we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.